This is James Lupton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Ivana Habazin. Ivana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Thanks for joining me. Listen, we'll go straight to it. The first question I want to ask you is this. Tasha Jonas revealed that she is signed to fight Lauren Price if she beats you. Have you been offered the Lauren Price fight as well?
Yep, I think the winner is gonna go for Lauren Price. I think it makes sense. But as I said, like I earlier today had one interview and I just said I'm not looking on Lauren Price right now. My only focus is Natasha Jonas, and that's the only focus I have, the only goal what I have, and the fight I need to win.
Well, this is my next question. In terms of overlooking Natasha Jonas and for her overlooking you as well, obviously for you, you've made that clear you're not overlooking her. Natasha Jonas is all that is on your mind. But could Natasha Jonas be overlooking you by signing to fight Lauren Price next?
Well, you should ask her. I mean, listen, let me tell you something. I think that people always like underestimate me, but there is one different thing is when you come as a challenger or when you come in fight as a champion. So, like when you have something, you just don't wanna lose or give this up. And for me, WBC belt means everything. So, I'm coming to fight.
What does he, or what does a world title mean to you? What does a world champion mean to you?
Well, I think the boxing's changed a lot, right? And today is not it's not only important to be a world champion. Well, I won 4 world titles, but at the end of the day, if you're not undisputed, you don't make any history. So that's the goal. But just like I said, it's 3 champions right now in this division, and my first focus is Natasha. After that, we're gonna see. There is potentially Lauren prize fight here. There is Michaela Meyer also. I think all of us has one goal, and that's to be undisputed.
Absolutely. You mentioned about, heading into the fight and being underestimated. Do you enjoy being the underdog? You're coming away from home into Natasha Jonas' back garden as such in Liverpool. You will be seen as the underdog with the bookmakers. Do you thrive off of that?
Listen, at the end of the day, like I said, like I fought before, like all the time. I fight outside, right? I fight in my home. I won title in hometown of the girl, and that was IBF title. So actually, my first title was in the Belgium, and I won the fight. So let me tell you, it's like history is repeating. So I'm very motivated. But at the end of the day, I like UK. I like the people here. I like Liverpool. I was in Liverpool before a few times. And the funny thing is, like, I like a Liverpool football club. So, like, I even have tattoo, you will never walk alone. So for me, it's like I'm fighting home also.
Love that. Um, how's your time been in the UK? You're over, I think you're training in Bolton at the moment in Amir Khan's gym,
Right.
which happens to be Natasha Jonas's old gym as well. She used to be based there. She was there for a long time. How's that been in there?
Yeah, I mean, like I know she trained before, but I mean, I know Amir a long time now. Like I would say, maybe 6, 7 years. So even before I was training here in Bolton with him, and I mean the whole team. I need to say for Amir Khan Academy, they are like amazing. Like they did everything I needed to do this camp properly. So I'm really thankful, and obviously the thing is like when I heard that the fight is in Liverpool and there was only little time left. It was like only actually 4 weeks of training and no 3 weeks of training, and the last week is like a fight week. The only logical move for me was like to go to UK, and definitely Amir is the only person I trust. So like that's why I'm here, and so far everything is good. And I really need to thank to all the team because they're really making sure I'm great.
You mentioned there, obviously, only really 3 weeks of camp essentially for you for this fight. Is that something you've done before, having a short camp, or is this something that was a surprise to you that it was social notice?
No, I mean, not exactly. Like I said, well, this fight was postponed many times, right? So it's changed a lot. You're in the camp. I already finished one camp in August and September, then go back, camp again, then go back. Then finally, we knew the date. So I was in training all the time. But the thing is, like, once you have the date, then everything depends. It's a serious about sparring and stuff. It's not just same to train. But as I said, I was in training. I'm in great shape. It's let me tell you, I accept fight on 6 days notice, and I still think that was my victory. But anyway, against Terry Harper, they give her win at the end of the day. She was champion. Fair result would be draw. I came 2 days before the fight. I fly 48 hours because the flights was delayed. So like 4 weeks is a lot. So I'm gonna be ready.
We mentioned there the Terry Harper fight. That was the last time and the only time he fought in the UK, and that was in Manchester previously. You mentioned about the people in England and in Liverpool and in Bolton as well. Talked about the UK boxing fan base. Do you enjoy the atmosphere that you experienced in Manchester? Do you know what to expect in Liverpool in terms of the fan base and the atmosphere?
Listen, I don't expect that. I mean, there are some people who texting me even now, even for Bolton, Liverpool, Manchester, welcoming to UK, wishing good luck. So, like it's always gonna be people who's gonna uh who's gonna cheer for you. But of course, it's her hometown, so of course, 99% of the people is gonna be for her. But as I said, at the end of the day, the fight is most important. If I win, I know that these people is gonna be my fans. So that's the point. I respect even. Listen, they booing me, they cheering me. At the end of the day, I respect them, but I have my mission to do so. That's only important for me.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to just touch on just finally about your start in boxing. It was a very big change in what you wanted to do in life. You originally, according to your Wikipedia page, you wanted to enter a monastery at 14, and at 19, changed your career vision and your plan by watching the film Rocky, and you went into the boxing gym. Just talk to me about that time and how much impact the film Rocky had on you.
I think, like, when people saying me, always comparing, okay, but Rocky win the fight, right? But I always said, because I just said, like, like many times, I'm sure, like, 1,000,000%, there is no woman who's gonna be like 5 days in my life and doing this for 14 years. Because like, uh t- for me, this is not like financial gain. It's a passion, because I wanted to prove, I can win the titles, especially WBC. I was like 3 times I had the chance, and I lost the fight. And then, like, I just didn't feel like I give everything. And it was hard, because when you're coming from the small country where no promoter, no sponsors, no background, when you're doing everything alone for 14 years, you know, you have a lot of ups and downs, especially mentally and emotionally. But at the end of the day, I know that nothing is. Everything must be because God decided that. I believe in God, and I believe He always gave me the chance. So I think this is the biggest chance I get right now, because even from, like, let's say from 2020 first, after COVID, Clarissa's was last fight. Like, I fought on 2021. I won WBC Middle East belt. That put me back on rankings. And then I had the silver title. We struggled with that, with purse beats, with Layla Mercarter. She didn't want to fight. Finally, I had Diana Pražak, the former WBC champion. But even that fight was like, if I lose the fight, that's it. It's over. So the next fight, like, we went through all this stuff with Jessica McCaskill. At the end of the day, then finally fight happened, but was also the fight, like, if I lose the fight, that's it. So like, but I gave everything to God. Even now, like, if I lose the fight, what's left? Nothing. So that's why I'm the most motivated. I know that Natasha is in the same position, right? Because she mentioned that many times. And I really respect her, but I think this is my fight. So, like, at the end of the day, uh, um, let's say, even if she retire after that fight, because they think I'm gonna win, right? I think she should be proud that's me because I'm not the one who disrespecting people like many other people and talking shit. So like, but as I said, I know she's gonna give everything. I'm gonna give everything, and the end of the day, I think that the fighter who's gonna win is gonna be the one who wanted that most.
You mentioned it gives you extra motivation knowing that it could be a loss fight, one more loss, and that could be it for you. But does that also bring a pressure to you to perform well and to win?
No, I mean, I will not listen. I'm under pressure for 14 years. Every fight I go, it's a pressure. If you don't want, like, like if it's last, if it's not last, when I need to organize or whatever you need to do, like every fight for me is a pressure. I think like pressure is my second name. So, like I don't take that like this. Yes, of course, there is a fear, like, oh, if you lose. But if I'm gonna think about fear or I'm gonna be afraid of something, then I shouldn't be here and I would not be here that long. So like yes, it's a possibility, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's gonna be what what God already knows what's gonna happen. I know that when I give 100% of me in my camp, the fight's always good. So like even if it's hard and mentally, if I don't fall down, fall apart, I stick together and bite this mouthpiece, and I'm doing my trainings. Everything's gonna be fine.
And just finally, you mentioned though, so you believe you're going to win this fight. So come December 15th, the day after you win and beat Natasha Jonas, how do you celebrate? What does Ivana Habazin do?
I'm going in McDonald's, man. UK has great McDonald's. That's what I'm gonna do.
Perfect. Well, Ivana, I want to thank you very much for your time and all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.